basically, the x is the one that's by itself. Notice x is just this segment. There's not another piece of it, right? The y is this part on the outside, and the z is going to be what we change x into, all right? So in this case, when I substitute all my values in, I know y is going to be 27, right? And I know z is going to be z. And then we got that times 27. On this side, we're going to have x squared. And x squared is, x is 45, so we're going to have 45 squared, okay? So now, this is pretty much the problem that we got to do is find z. We got to get z out of this parentheses. So the easiest way to do that, from my point of view, is to divide both sides by 27, all right? We're dividing both sides by 27 so that I can cancel out this one and that one. And now we're going to get just 27 plus z equals 45 squared over 27, right? And 45 squared is, we did that not too long ago. I can't like 25 over 27, all right? So you could do that in your calculator, and what are you going to get? This side we got 27 plus z. And when I divide both sides by 27, I would have done this a totally different way. All right, I thought someone was going to, did somebody calculate that for me? 25 divided by 27. Another way to do it that I kind of want to show you, all right, I'll show you that in the next problem, would be to cancel out a bunch of numbers. I see 45 is 9 times 5, right? And so we have 9 times 5 times 9 times 5 on the bottom, but 27 is 9 times 3, right? So I can cancel out one of the 9s, and that would be the way I did it. I probably wouldn't resort to using a calculator, all right? But anyway, we just take 27 from both sides, right? So z is going to be 75 minus 27. So if I just work, do my work over here real quick, excuse me skipping a line, but we take 27 from 75, and we get 48, right? So there you go. That's the way this problem works, okay? Use a calculator, and it's going to be a lot easier, right? If you just pop in the number to the calculator. I'm going to show you how to do it by factoring next time, because that's also a skill you guys should work on. So again, I'm going to draw the picture again just so that we remember what it has to look like, okay? The x goes by itself, the y is out here, and the z is this little piece that's inside. All right, so let's label everything in here. All right, the x is 12, the y is 8, and then the x has to change into a z so that we can use the formula that we got. I know it's kind of annoying that the worksheet does that, but we just got to live with it, all right? And our formula is y plus z times y equals x squared. All right, so let's just put in our numbers. Well, 8 is y, right? And z is z, and y is 8. All right, but x is 12 squared. X is 12, so we got to write 12 squared, right? So now I say I got to divide both sides by 8. All right, 8. And so 12 squared is 144. And this is over 8. And then over here, we cancel the 8's. That was why we divided both sides by 8, was now look, now we just got 8 plus z. So whatever I get on this side, it's got to take away 8, and I'm done with the problem, right? So 144 divided by 8, that's half of 144. That gives me, I believe it's going to be 36, right? Or is it 18? Because we get, 18, right? Yeah, 18. So you got to cut it in half 3 times. That's really what dividing by 8 means. Chop this number in half 3 times, right? So we get 18. You might be able to do that in your head. And you got 8 plus z equals 18. So I'm going to take 8 from both sides, and we're going to be left with z equals 10. All right? So that's about it. So I'm going to set you guys up with a couple more problems, all right? And you guys can practice a little bit. So number 3, go ahead, pause the video and work on this for yourself. Oh, no, not you, but the virtual people that are taking this right now, pause the video, all right? Work on this problem, and then I'm going to show you the answer, all right? So go ahead, work on it. Don't be afraid. The answer, all right? 32. You should have got 32, all right? So hopefully you did it right. If you did it wrong, all right, cheer up a little bit. All right, I know you're going to get it this time, all right? So just go for it, set it up, all right? Pause the video. And hopefully this is the answer you got, guys, all right? You should have got 15. So I'm hoping that the examples I showed you lead you guys to get here, okay? Like I said, use your calculator if you need to do that division and just knock the problems out exactly the way I said. Label all the variables and draw your picture so that you know you're using the right equation. Now I'm going to show you a different equation, a different form that's going to help us solve problems that look like this, all right? This equation is a little less complicated. Right? Again, I want to focus on the fact that this is not the center of the circle, so these lines just cross anywhere inside the circle, and this formula is going to be true every time. So that's A, and that's B. This is C, and that's D. And again, these are the segment measures, all right? So these are not angles. Don't start thinking those are degrees or something, all right? We're talking about how long is that and how long is that, all right? So notice A and B are on the same line. I'm trying to show you that A and B are on a blue line. So the formula we're going to have is AB equals CD, all right? That's the formula you guys are going to need. And like I said, A and B are on the same line. So it doesn't really matter which one I label as A and B. If I label X as A, then 12 has to be B, right? But I could also do this different. I don't mean to confuse you guys and show you two different ways to do a problem, okay? But it might happen that instead you label 15 as A. And if you label 15 as A, then what has to be B? Well, we said A and B are on the same line, right? So then 8 would have to be B. You see what I mean? And then C would be X, and then D would be 12, the last one. So here we go. We know A times B is going to be 15 times 8. And then over here we got C, which is X, and then D is 12. So that looks kind of weird. I don't even like writing X12. Doesn't that look weird? Okay, how do we write that? We want to make it say 12X, all right? So now what do we got? We got 15 times 8, and that's going to be 80 plus 40, so we get 120, right? And that equals 12X. So now I just want the X, right? So divide both sides by 12. And then we're going to get X equals 10, all right? So hopefully this problem reminded you of proportions and similarity and all that stuff that we did back in those days. So I'm going to set up one more example, and then I'll give you guys a couple to do for practice. I only got 5 minutes to the bell rings. I better be quick, all right? So now let's label it, all right? Like I said, if 12 is A, then X should be B, okay? Because like we said, A and B are on the same line, and C and D are on the same line too. So we know AB equals CD, but AB is 12X, and CD is 8 times 9. 8 times 9 is 72. So 12X equals 72, and divide both sides by 12, I should get X equals 6, all right? So I'm going to give you guys a couple more problems to try on your own. Please, if you guys missed these problems on the test, I want you guys to really try these. Just watch this video over and over again until it really makes sense, all right? So pause it and try this problem on your own, all right? Draw it on your paper and just work on it. So it should be, let me slide back a little bit, you should have got 21, all right? That should have been what you guys got, 21, and it doesn't want to blow up too big for me, all right? 21, so good work. Don't forget, you should be watching these videos with a paper and pencil in hand, all right? Some scratch paper. All right, go ahead, pause the video, draw this picture, and work on it. I'll give you the answer in a second. So, I got 12, all right? That's the answer you should have got here. Let's give you one more to work on, all right? These ones ain't so bad as long as you get practice. Number 13, all right? Go ahead, pause it, and try this one. So you should have got was 10. All right, 10. Now I want to show you guys the one last example so that I can finish up this video. This is the more cumbersome example of these problems that we got. And that just means that it takes like an extra step or two to get through it. All right? So W, X, Y, and Z. That's the way I remember to do it. I kind of go in that order. All right? W, X, Y, Z. All right? And so the rule was, let me do the formula in red. So what we're going to get is our formula, W plus Z times W equals, slide over a little bit, equals Y plus, oh, I put W plus Z, but actually I meant W plus X. Sorry about that. All right? So notice that W and X are on the same line, all right? So they're going to be the ones on together. Y and Z are on the same line, so they're going to come together over here. It looks like Y plus Z times Y, all right? Another way that you guys could remember this formula is that W is on the outside, and look, W is on the outside, all right? Y is on the outside, and look, Y is on the outside. So that's about all that's happening. You just got to label your picture now. This is W, that's X. X is X, that's cool. Y is 8, and Z is 13. So now we're just going to plug in all our values here, right? W is 7, X is X, and W is 7 again, right? Now Y plus Z, that's 8 plus 13, and then y is going to be 8 again. So now we just got to do a little bit of work. This side over here, we got 21 times 8, and that's going to give us 168. Okay, let's work on this side over here. Well, I want to divide both sides by what? Some people have jumped to the step where they just want to start multiplying and distributing. I would recommend don't do that. I would recommend divide both sides by 7. So actually, I'm going to jump back and erase those steps so that I can have enough room to do that, all right? So before you do that math, you see what I did? I went a little too fast. You want to divide both sides by 7 first, all right? So divide this side by 7, all right? So the 7's cancel out. I get 7 plus x. That's why we divided by 7, because that was the one over here with my variable, all right? So now we got 21 times 8 over 7, all right? And that's not so hard to work out once you realize that 21 is 3 times 7, right? So I'm just going to try to pop that in there to save some room so that I don't have to use 2 different screens. All right, so I'm changing 21 to 3 times 7. So you should hopefully see that what's going to cancel out, we got this 7, right? We got that big 1 right there. So really the 7's gone from the bottom, and now I just got 3 times 8 on top. What's 3 times 8? 24. So over here we got 7 plus x. All I got to do is take 7 from both sides. And so x is going to be 24 minus 7, and that's 17. All right, so the answer you should get is x equals 17. All right, the bell's about to ring, but I'm going to give you guys one more problem to do while I pause it. All right, so go ahead, pause the problem, and work on it real quick. Hopefully you get it. Good luck. And we're back, and that's the answer. All right, number 8. You should have got 8 for 18. We're going to do one more. All right, hopefully you guys got this time. All right, cheer up if you're not getting it yet. That's the bell. All right, pause it. And this answer should be 15. All right, guys, have a good time studying for this test. See y'all later. Peace.